Alrighty, so here is a unique variety of quinces. So this is the variegated quince from Takshimazu. So he gave me this one, and this one you can see is a really brilliant red quince with yellow stamens. Okay, and then you can see there's more coming out. So in a couple weeks we'll see what color this one becomes. But this branch is primarily red. I wonder what color this branch would be. As he says that some branches will be dominant color, so that won't forever be red. I wonder what color this branch would be. So you can notice that it starts off green with a little red tinge to it. I wonder what color that would end up. So I'll continue this video. Let's look at different variety. All right, here's the next variety right next door. This is a contorted. You can see that's, oops. You can see it is a contorted branch. Even the roots are contorted. This is a contorted red quince. The flowers are, it's a little sunburned right now, but those are on the redder side. Okay. Normally you see the white version. Let me show you the white version of the contorted quince. All right, so here is, you've seen this one before. This is the one that we potted a couple weeks ago. So this is a contorted quince. This is usually white. You can see the white blooms. That turns kind of pink, kind of like Toyo Nishiki. It starts out white and then turns pink eventually, and it drops off. So that's this variety. And now quinces are kind of unique. They're almost like a bush, a heavy flowering bush technically, and they're pretty low maintenance. The only thing you got to worry about is they like a lot of water. So if you have quinces, make sure that you have a lot of water. They love water. They can be overwatered but not underwater, if that makes any sense. Okay, let me show you another type of variety of quinces. All right, here's another variety I got from Takshimazu about 10 years ago, 8 years ago probably, at one of the conventions in Riverside. This is Toyo Nishiki, but when I asked for a quince, I said, what's your biggest plant you got? And then this was a deal. This was like 20 bucks. So this variety, you can notice that it is white, and when it matures, it turns to that flush of like blush pink. So it actually kind of matures. You can see that kind of matures. This one hasn't striped yet. As Tak says, if they don't stripe, they'll never stripe. It'd be interesting to graft the red variety onto this one, so I have a tricolor. That's what they do in Japan. They usually like graft one red branch onto their design to show that red off. Okay. Let me show you one more large variety of quince. You can tell this is a large variety, a large upright. So some are like low growing, some are upright growing. This is upright growing one. I forgot the name of this one, but it starts with a K. It's Kurojo. Yeah, I'm butchering, I'm sorry. But it's in Japanese, it means like black red, basically. And you can say this is one of the darkest red single petal type of quince I've seen. And it does pretty well here. I got this years ago, but yeah, it's pretty dark red. It's one of the more interesting dark reds. Let me show you a couple more varieties. Here's that same Kojiro red quince in full bloom. That would be a spectacular tree, you know, if we can miniaturize it. Such a large tree. It's kind of a waste to be a bonsai, because it's a full-size tree. Spikes are around 3 feet tall on average, so it'll be hard to manage in a smaller tree. But just give you an idea of scale, how beautiful that looks as a true red bonsai. All right, so this is one of the sort of the dwarf variety now. This is a large leaf chojibai. So remember, the dwarf quinces are going to have different varieties. You're going to have like the large dwarf variety, and this is what this is. You can see it's much larger than a chojibai, but it's much smaller than the regular quinces. This is that variety with the large, well, they call these small leaves, dwarf, but that's this variety right here. I'm just growing in the ground just to see its potential to become bonsai. Again, most of these quinces do enjoy filter light and then for sure a lot of water. They just love water. So that's something to think about too on these guys. I'm not sure about the other varieties. Let me see if any other varieties are flowering right now, because that's really when they really shine, these quinces. It's really when they're flowering. Can you figure there's a theme that I like to grow? So here's another variety of quince. It's called Spitfire. And it's almost this, it's not a dark red, but it's almost like a fuchsia red. It makes any sense. Really upgrowing. I actually let this thing kind of die a couple times because I forgot to water it. Again, don't forget to water. The guys like almost 100% akadama almost. They really enjoy that. And then the watering is almost daily. These guys like to be wet feet almost, basically. Let me show you a couple more varieties I have. And here's one of the smallest varieties. This is the red chojibai. This was gifted to me by Doyle Sato. Thank you, Doyle. It is this is a diminutive dark red, not the pink red or pink orange ones. Again, these things, this variety, this is a true dwarf. You can see how small the leaves are. They're usually for accent plants. They love a lot. This one variety for sure likes filter light. Does not like full sun. This one I've killed lots in my lifetime. So they don't like full sun. They like a lot of water. And then you're gonna have to trim back some of these old branches. If you let it grow too long without repot, they tend to die back. And I'll show you one that did that. So here is one of those, this was a large leaf variety of that red quince, or the dwarf red quince. So this is that large dwarf variety. Now, what happened here is this whole center section died off. What happened is I didn't repot this one, and it was waterlogged. So a lot of the center old growth died out. Unfortunately, it did a pretty bad 180 in this case. So right now I repotted it and then nursing it right back. These things like to be repotted at least twice, not once every 2 years. So that kind of gives you an idea how the frequency, because they will grow vigorously, they will root bound themselves, and then they'll start rotting in their own pot. That's just because it's too much water on their feet. All right. Let me see if I can find any more. The photos you see here are a variety called Toyo Nishiki. You've heard of it before, but this is actually the true variegated variety, where you see the red, white, and spotted variety of this Toyo Nishiki. And the next photo, you'll see they're spotted and are on the same bracket or flower, the red and white petals. This is also was produced by Takushimazu from Riverside. Wow, hope you guys like those different varieties of quinces that I have here on premise here. I just want to make sure that you understand that quinces really make good bonsai, but it takes a lot of time and dedication. Here's one of my first bonsai that I ever put together. It was purchased at Fuji Nursery at Upland, California. That was Lindsay's old nursery. It was one of my first purchases. When I started like practicing bonsai about more than 10 years ago now. And you can see it's kind of developed. Let me see if I can put some photos what this used to look like. If I have some photos saved somewhere. Put it right here if you guys can see that. But it takes this long development time, anywhere from about 5 to 10 years before it kind of looks like a bonsai. So when you guys see some of those small cuttings, they are going to take some development time to have that definition and some shape. So kind of, yeah, quinces could make good bonsai, but it's going to take that long-term development. Unlike a juniper, unlike some other species where you can quickly transform them into a really show-ready tree in a very short period of time. So deciduous, especially quinces, a flowering variety, take a long time to get that age and that ramification that you're looking for some of these bonsais. But yeah, this is just an idea what you could do. Don't be just disinterested and distracted that that it takes, or discouraged because it takes a while for that tree to develop. But one day it could be that great tree. You just need to put that time and effort into it. Just like that star moon one that we saw kind of earlier today. If you guys like the video, like and subscribe. Leave a comment. What do you guys think about quinces as bonsai? And then on that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.